Okay, so what week are we going to get that classic Philip Rivers game?
For those of you guys that don't know, that classic Philip Rivers game is that game where you normally end up taking like a two-score lead, but he throws like three or four interceptions like in a row, essentially. And it kind of, obviously deletes the lead. You end up losing a very close game. Normally he's down with like 2 minutes left with an opportunity to win the game by like a field goal, and he throws like a pick six. So
Yep,
that's the classic Phil Rivers game. I mean, we see at
it's
least
epic.
two like every
Oh,
year.
it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite parts of being a football fan. It normally happens in that late window where you're just watching red zone. You're like, oh, cool, we're gonna flip to the Chargers game. And this year it'll obviously it'll
And
be the Colts. But and he just does something you just unthinkably colossally stupid.
and if you're watching Red Zone, you always know when it's about to happen because the turnover music starts playing.
Yeah,
So you're like, oh, it's Philip Rivers and the turnover music's going. All right, we know there's going to be an interception here, and then they show it like two more times after that. So you're like, oh, it's a
yeah.
classic Rivers
It's
game.
it's absolutely beautiful. So it's again one of my favorite parts of being a football fan. But I'm going to say this year we're going to get that classic Philip Rivers game, Week 5, when they go to Cleveland. I think they're going to take a good lead on Cleveland. I think you're going to have like some Odell Beckham Jr. arguments with some coaches on the sidelines, but then couple Philip Rivers picks here and there. Cleveland will take like a field goal lead. All the Colts need to do to tie it is get a field goal, and Philip Rivers just throws a pick six and ends the game. Week 5.
So so I'm gonna go a little further. I'm gonna go week 14. So this is
Ooh,
probably gonna be the game that kind of does it for Indy, where ends the
puts the
season
nail in their
essentially.
coffin.
Exactly. So 405, that wretched 405 time slot at Las Vegas. So he's already used to blowing games against the Raiders anyway. And he's just gonna feel right at home
Oh yeah.
throwing that late interception while the Colts are down by two and they only need a field goal. And he's again 50-yard line, pick six, ends the game.
Yep, it's going to be beautiful. It's one of my favorite parts about being a sports fan, and we can't wait to see it this year, no matter what week it happens.